Today is Sunday. Welcome back to another Sunday budget reset where I share with you what I spend in a week as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta. Let's get right into it. So, first thing first, take out my budget notebook and go to the month of March. Your girl has literally just got finished planning out my budget for the month of April and closing out my budget for the month of March, and I am just like blown away. I'm not even gonna lie, I am blown away. Something got to give when it comes to these finances. Everything has literally went up, and most of it is a me thing. It's something that I have to figure out especially when it comes to food. But let's get right into exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So here is my expense tracker. This is where I track every single time that I spend money. I write it down on here. I do what is called budget categories, and every single color that you see highlighted is a different budget category within my budget. So I like to prioritize my savings as the first thing that I always do every single time that I am paid. This is set up on automatic draft whenever I am paid. So this week was actually payday, and inside of my saving is retirement, investing, and my personal savings. Now this particular paycheck, actually, because my escrow account was in the negative, it is raising the taxes on the house, which now my mortgage payment is going to be a little bit more. So I have to figure out how to cut $351.50 from my budget from everything that is going up in my life. And I started off by just cutting my investing down. So usually I would invest 5% and my company will match the other 5%, which gives me a total of 10% every single time that I'm paid. But I had to cut it down to 3%, which is my bare minimum, and my job match 1%, which gives me 4%, which I know long term I'm not gonna do this. I'm only doing this to try to maximize the amount of money that I'm receiving each month so that I can get out of credit card debt. I have 2 credit cards left after I get finished paying this one off by April 3rd. So I'm looking to kind of like be done or go back up to the 5% around the end of the summertime. So I went from investing $155.89 down to $109.39. So let me see how much money that actually saved me. So $155.89 subtract $109.39. So I'm actually saving $46.50 there, which is still not enough money overall. But this week I saved within my investing, retirement, and my personal savings. I saved $461.69, which I'm not mad about. Usually it's around the $500 range, so not too bad. The next category is my home category. Now, within my home category is my mortgage, utilities, phone bill, the main bills, the next thing that has to be paid if, I was to lose my job or anything like that. So these are like my basic necessities. Now, do I need an iPhone? Of course not. Do I need an AT&T phone bill? Of course not. Now, if I was to lose my income or something like that, of course I would, try to find a cheaper plan or something like that. But right now, I'm just working with what I have. And this week I spent a total of $240 within my home category because I had to pay my son's aftercare fees. The next category is food. Now, this is where I was talking about is where I struggle with. Now, I know it's not necessarily the frappes. It's the other thing. It's the Chick-fil-A. It's the Willie's. It's the 6 Feet Under, because I did go there and I haven't been to 6 Feet Under in a very long time. Go back and watch some of my videos. You will see that I used to have 6 Feet Under written in my expenses, but I haven't been there in a while. So I was over in that area and I was like, you know what? I haven't been here in a while. Let me just try it out because, I was just feeling myself. But I got to stop feeling myself because feeling yourself causes you to spend money. So within the food category this week, I spent $123.05, which is definitely over my budget. Now, y'all know the budget from last month actually rolled over into this month, and the total, according to my spreadsheet, is over $700 spent on food. To be exact, it's $751.98 to be exact. So I got to figure that out where I plan on doing moving forward in the month of April. I'm just going to track my expenses every single day. So that way I know for sure what I spent money on, and I don't have to necessarily wait till stuff clear or, get confused and see maybe have two the same transaction written down twice and things like this. So if I write it down every single day, I won't have to go back on Sundays and actually see, okay, what cleared, what didn't clear, what's the pending, what day do this pending charge go on what day, things like that. It gets kind of confusing when you do it weekly. I have to kind of like remember when I actually spent this money and put it, where it lines up. But moving forward in the month of April, I'm going to be just writing it down every single day. The next category is transportation. Now, I did fill up both cars this week. So the silver car I filled up, that was $39. And then the red car I just filled up yesterday, and that was $33.01. So this week for gas, I spent $72.01, which I don't think is bad. It is over my budget. I budget $60 a week. And then moving forward in the month of April, I'm cutting that budget down even further to $50 a week. Do I need to be driving 2 cars in 1 week? No, I do not. So I'm just going to be sticking to 1 car every single week, and that's just what it's going to be. The next category is subscriptions. Now, I did have my Beat Life membership to come out. I am a part of that membership. He have so many great coaches inside of that membership. We learn about content creation. We learn about sales and business and email marketing and budgeting. I mean, it's just so much wealth of knowledge inside of that membership that I get out of it. And moving forward in the month of April, I want to start taking content creation seriously. Like, I've already been taking my YouTube channel seriously and posting content and stuff like that, but I never really looked at myself as a business, if that makes sense. Now, I do know that, okay, I'm making money online and things like that, so I am moving like a business and conducting myself as a business, but I never really said this is a business for me. You get what I'm saying? So in the month of April, Q2, I want to start acting as if I am a business owner. I want to be moving accordingly as a business owner. I want to be conducting myself as a business owner. So you will see more of that, in my videos as well. The next category is a debt. And now, no debt payments was sent this week. Now, I am left with about $1,900 on this Capital One Saver credit card. The due date is April 3rd. I'm kind of like on the fence about if I just want to go ahead and pay it off by the due date, or do I want to go ahead and pay it off now. I'm kind of like just on the fence about it, being that everything around me is going up, and I'm trying to be very mindful of the money that I am using. Now, I have used majority of the money that I made online. I have used it already for that card. The card total was like around $2,900. So already $1,000 have already been sent to that credit card. However, I still have business expenses. I still have subscriptions that comes out of my business account when I'm creating content and things like that. I also have to put taxes aside and stuff like that, because taxes do not come out of the money that I make online. And then I also have to put money back into the business. So I have to think about all of that. So with that being said, I still have a little bit of money left into my content creation money that I can use for this card. But I don't have the whole total $1,900 that is left on this card. And I would actually have to pull this out of my savings. And I'm just like, do I really want to do that? You get what I'm saying? Like, I've built my savings to 4 months of bills and expenses. Do I necessarily right now want to pull it out of my savings, or do I want to just give myself, a few extra, weeks or 2 and just go ahead and pay it off then? But maybe in the next Sunday budget reset video, you will hear the final answer, because by then, April 3rd will have been passed and a payment would have been made, or either the balance would have been made. The next category is miscellaneous spending. And I spent $17 on parking, which I was a little mad about, because I did go to this content creator event with my friend Trey. Shout out to Trey Michelle. If you do not follow her, I will link her channel below. She is a mom content creator, a millennial mom content creator. Love her content. So if you're into that mom life, then please check her videos out. But she invited me to a content creator event where I actually had to pay parking, and I had to extend my parking. So at first, the first couple of hours were free, but being that I was there over the time that, I put, or I was over the time that was free, I had to pay $17 for parking. Now, when you're downtown Atlanta and things like that, things are very expensive. So, of course, $17 for parking, to me, it just blows my mind. Like, everything is literally going up. But I'd rather pay $17 in parking than to pay to get a boot off my car, because literally when I pulled up, people had a boot on their car. So the total spent this week as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta is $963.75, which is under $1,000, which is still freaking high. I still got mortgage payments coming up on the 1st, so it's just like I could just pull my hair out. Everything is just so freaking high. But that's all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.